CTV News with Lauren Stallone.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The city's new Microshelter community for homeless Londoners is about to welcome its first residents. Daryl Newcomb got a tour of the site today and asked about its safety during these harsh winter conditions.
From London's soon-to-open micro-modular shelter community began last fall as a direction to city staff by Mayor Josh Morgan.
This is not meant to be something permanent. This is an emergency temporary shelter that we've had to build.
70 people will live in 60 structures that include a heater and basic furniture. Larger trailers are designed for meals, bathrooms, laundry, and recreation. The goal is for people currently living outdoors to be given an opportunity to stabilize before progressing into more formal housing.
Getting out of the cold, especially in a winter like this, I can say that a lot of people are eager to be coming here.
The tour experienced frigid conditions traveling between the trailers, but the city says the exposed location was considered in the design.
The perimeter fencing is actually going to have some cloth covering on it, which will help mitigate some of the wind blowing across the open field. Really excited for that to be installed. Kind of wish it was installed today. And then beyond that, we have 9 common trailers that are all going to be heated.
Cheese Factory Road lacks a sidewalk, and the rural property is located between Highway 401 and a ditch. The mayor says this when asked if he can guarantee residents' safety.
I can never give a guarantee that people will be safe anywhere in the city. You know, there's streets everywhere. There's traffic on streets. People got to be safe. But what we have here is a site that is managed, a site that has warm spaces.
This is meant to be a recreational space. So.
Residents will have to sign a participation agreement and contribute their shelter allowance from Ontario Works or ODSP. Upon opening, there'll be a no guest policy, and consideration has been given to addressing alcohol and cannabis on site.
We don't want to be inviting any of that stuff on site, but we understand people may use that as they would anywhere else, and we want to make sure it's done in a very safe and appropriate manner.
Construction continues, but the first residents will move in next week.
We need electrical to the support trailers, a little bit of plumbing work, so we need to make sure those pipes are insulated before we turn the water on. But other than that, we're just about set.
Council approved spending up to $7 million to construct and operate the site until April 2027. After that, the mayor says it depends on the state of the homelessness crisis.
You have mayors calling for this to be elevated to the top of the provincial agenda, and we're willing to work in partnership to try to take a real run at solving homelessness in this province. If we don't do a good job, there's going to be a continued need for the site.
Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
Meanwhile, some city councillors are proposing changes to get people living outside inside sooner. With more on those proposals, here's Brian Bicknell.
Not enough people are getting indoors, and those spaces to seek relief from the cold aren't open long enough.
You don't want to see anybody having to spend any length of time outside in this weather.
Susan Stevenson is one of 3 city councillors, along with the deputy mayor, to sign a motion calling for $1.9 million funding for London Cares to be reallocated. She says rather than having the outreach workers deal directly with those on the street, they want to expand services at the community hub at 602 Queens Ave from 5 to 7 days a week with longer hours.
Which would give people access to their basic needs, access to indoor space, washroom, showers, and laundry, which everyone agrees is needed, both in this extreme cold and in any extreme heat situation in the summer.
The motion also calls for changes to the $1 million Project Home program. Councillors want public housing units like 122 Baseline West for high acuity individuals.
So let's focus on the people coming out of the Heart Hub and the Quinton Warner House and make sure that they get housing, that there isn't a gap in service.
Meanwhile, in this winter of punishing cold, there is also an effort to adjust the temperature threshold or change the criteria for when warming centers are opened.
We are trying to open more spaces earlier. So right now, the Tier 3 level gets triggered at -15 with a -20 wind chill. So we're looking to offer some funding to local agencies to open at -5, as As well, we would also like to change the trigger for our own warming center at Boyle. So that would be -15 or -20 with wind chill, or when there's an Environment Canada alert.
The proposal is expected to cost about $250,000 for the remainder of the winter. Both motions going to Council's Community and Protective Services Committee on Monday. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Crown and defense lawyers were far apart today in their sentencing submissions, arguing what a fair punishment looks like for a woman convicted of manslaughter. With more from the London courthouse, here's Jerry Dewan.
27-year-old Shaniqua Henry was found dead in the laneway of a Chippewas of the Thames home in July of 2022. Her friend, Corey Dockstader, was charged with second-degree murder in connection with her stabbing death, but was ultimately convicted in July of last year of the lesser charge of manslaughter and granted bail. During testimony, the court heard that Dockstader and Henry had been driving around using alcohol and drugs and arguing over a money issue. During the confrontation, Henry received a stab wound to the heart that claimed her life. On Friday, Assistant Crown Attorney Jeremy Carnegie called for an 8-year sentence with time served and other credits. The remaining time to be served would be slightly under 4 years. In his submission, Carnegie noted that after stabbing Henry, Dockstader left her in the lane in the early morning hours and drove away without calling 911. Henry's auntie, Colleen McLaughlin, read 4 victim impact statements into the court record, including one from Henry's partner, Alan Young. In his statement, Young said their daughter, Layla Henry, would ask, "Why did Mummy go to be an angel?" saying questions like that are hard to answer. Conversely, Dockstader's attorney, Jeff Snow, said his client shouldn't spend another day in jail. He argued for a suspended sentence or at the most a 2-year sentence, which would be offset by time served and credited time. A Gladue report was submitted in this case, which identifies systemic issues affecting an Indigenous offender, often linked to colonialism and racism. Snow told the court that Gladue reports have been used for about 30 years but have had negligible impact on sentencing outcomes. He called on Superior Court Justice Mark Garson to change that practice. Snow became emotional as they identified challenges impacting the now 34-year-old Dockstader and noted that her own 3 children will suffer the consequences if she is sent to jail. At the outset of the hearing, Justice Garson told the court he would need some time to consider his sentencing decision. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
St. Thomas police say they're looking for a suspect accused of breaking into a pharmacy. They've released these surveillance images. According to police, the suspect took Percocet, methadone, and cash from a business on Sunset Drive Thursday morning. They say the stolen drugs are worth $36,000. St. Thomas police say they're investigating a high-end theft near the PowerCo development. Police say they were contacted by a contractor working along Electric Avenue near the site yesterday. According to police, GPS units worth roughly $200,000 were taken from bulldozers overnight, as well as other items. The $7 billion manufacturing facility is expected to open next year, producing batteries for Volkswagen electric vehicles with up to 3,000 employees. London police say a pedestrian suffered serious injuries when they were hit by a driver early this morning. They say it happened shortly after 6 this morning on Dundas near Wavell Street. Police say the driver involved remained at the scene. Toyota held an unveiling event today in Woodstock for its Canadian-built RAV4. The latest generation model will roll out of southwestern Ontario, exclusively hybrid. As Sean Irvin reports, at a time of economic upheaval, Toyota officials are optimistic.
In what is believed to be an automotive first, a new vehicle is honored during an Indigenous smudging ceremony at its production launch. The all-new, all-hybrid RAV4 SUV is expected to sustain employment at Toyota in Woodstock and in Cambridge into the future. Despite U.S. tariffs, RAV4 sales have not slowed, as the vehicle proves to be a hit with consumers on both sides of the border. Last year, more than 537,000 were produced.
Very important product for us. We've got 8,500 team members here that are excited to build this great product, and we're ready to get it rolling, get it out on the road.
Peak production of the new vehicle is expected to begin in March. Overtime is anticipated to meet demand. But for now, new jobs for the region are not.
We're pretty much maxed out on, how many we can build here.
The max production here is in sharp contrast to the situation facing many other Canadian automakers and their employees, including those at nearby GM Cami Automotive. At the rollout, federal and provincial officials recognized the Toyota Canada success story amid worldwide uncertainty.
You may have heard about Prime Minister Carney's speech lately, where he laid out some of the new realities of our global order. And in some cases, we are not able to partner in the way we used to. And in some cases, we must continue to partner. And this plant is an example of that integration.
We are determined to continue to work together in the face of global uncertainty and uncertainty in the automotive sector. We need to change how we do things, and TMMC has been at the forefront of that.
85% of RAV4s built here are shipped to the United States. For now, Toyota states tariffs have not spiked U.S. vehicle prices for their Canadian-built product.
Will there be price increases over time? Perhaps. But right now, we're just trying to focus on, pumping out as many as we can.
Toyota is also absorbing the recently announced framework for importing Chinese-made SUVs into Canada.
I don't think it's going to affect our operations here in Canada.
In Woodstock, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Southwestern Ontario's largest home show is in London this weekend.
If you're looking for something to do over the weekend, get out of the cold, it's a great way to come do that. And the nice part, too, is it's free for kids under 18 as well.
The Lifestyle Home Show runs through Sunday at the Western Fair District, featuring more than 300 booths offering services in home design, renovation, and lifestyle. The event also includes expert presentations covering renovation trends and sustainable living.
London is an incredible community. We are the hub of Southwestern Ontario. So to keep continuing to be that center, to be that presence, we have people coming in from all over, from Chatham, from Windsor, from Stratford, from Waterloo, from all over. So we really are that hub, and to have the biggest presence in the entire region is incredibly important.
The London Knights faced off against the Sarnia Sting at Canada Life Place tonight.
Here's Nickel again, slot area, Jesse Nurmi, lane to the net, Bruce Devitt shoots, he scores!
This one needed overtime, but Henry Brustevich was quick to grab hold of the puck and bury it. The Knights won 3-2 the final, and they will be back at Canada Life Place on Sunday to take on Peterborough. Coming up, recent studies show more Canadian children are scoring goals on the field, not on the ice. Canada's main stock index rose to a new high, helped by gains in the basic materials sector. In Toronto, the TSX gained 142 points, and in New York, the Dow fell 285, while the Nasdaq added 65. The Canadian dollar is up 1/3 of a cent today, and on commodity markets, gold gained more than $66 an ounce, and oil jumped ahead $1.71 a barrel. The price of gold is surging, repeatedly breaking new highs in recent weeks. In just the last year, it's nearly doubled, closing in on $7,000 an ounce. With more on the factors pushing the price up, here's Danton Unger.
In the 3 years Winnipeg jeweler Carter Burke has been running Stackhouse Jewelry, he's never seen gold prices like this.
This 3 years ago, I'd be able to sell this to the customer for $10,000. Today, I could melt this and have a check for $17,000 in my hand.
This surge is also leading to somewhat of a gold rush over at Gate West Coin.
It's been very busy.
Vice President Jasmine Allen says, given recent global instability, more people are turning to gold as a form of investment.
Especially with the extra media attention around it, there's a lot more curiosity around metals especially. There's a lot of people coming in and asking questions. Their phones are very busy.
What's happened the last couple of months is sort of almost a panic response.
Economics professor Fletcher Berriger says precious metals like gold often spike in times of political or economic uncertainty, though he says he's never seen an increase quite like this.
Over the year of 2025, since the Trump administration came into power, there's been a steady upward increase in the price of gold.
Just take a look. Gold has nearly doubled in the past year, sitting at about $6,800 per ounce as of Thursday evening. And so far this month, gold has spiked by roughly 76%.
To be honest, we can't get into production fast enough.
Sean Heinrich is the president and CEO of 1911 Gold Corporation, the company that's currently recommissioning the mine near Bassett, Manitoba. In its 100-year lifetime, the mines in this area have produced nearly 2 million ounces of gold. And given the recent increase, Heinrich hopes to get mining activity up and running again later this year.
We are moving probably faster than we originally had thought we would, and we're pushing along as quickly as we can.
But back at Stackhouse Jewelry, this gold rush is also bringing some challenges.
When I'm ordering new stock, it's insanely expensive. And I just hope gold doesn't crash, because then I'm going to lose out on a lot of money.
Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Lululemon's new Get Low line is available online again days after the company pulled the collection over customer complaints. Shoppers had said the new leggings were see-through while bending or squatting because of thin fabric. It led to a 6.5% drop in the company's share price Tuesday. The company has not changed the product at all, instead posting a note on its website suggesting customers size up and pair the leggings with skin tone and seamless underwear.
Good evening, I'm Rita Ismail. A cold warning remains locked into place right across southwestern Ontario. Bitterly cold conditions as we head into the weekend. Wind chill values overnight tonight near -30. Of course, the winds gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour, not really helping. Watch for cold-related symptoms. If you are spending any time outdoors early Saturday morning, frostbite can develop within minutes. And remember, if it's too cold for you, it's likely too cold for your pets. Now, as we head into the weekend, we are in for a bit of sunshine on Saturday, but that sunshine will usher in cold Arctic air. We are tracking the next weather maker. It's a big system, and it will push through Sunday. With that, we'll be dealing with a cumulative snowfall coming up after the break. I'll tell you just how much snow we can expect in the next 48 hours.
Rita is here now with your full weather forecast. Rita?
Lauren, we remain well below seasonal daytime average for us. -3 is where we're supposed to be. We hit -10 as our high, and that was overnight. Since then, our temperatures tumbled throughout the day, -19, the low for today. Now, the record, it was 13 degrees in 1967, record low -31, so we didn't quite get there, but it certainly felt like -30 with the wind chill. As we head into the night, we are expecting clearing conditions. We had a lot of flurries and snow squalls throughout Midwestern Ontario today. Good news is those will subside overnight tonight. Clear skies will usher in cold Arctic air overnight tonight into tomorrow. Of course, we are tracking the next big weather maker. It's a nor'easter that will push through overnight on Saturday into Sunday morning. Now, different forecast models are showing this system edge into southwestern Ontario and then further up north, which means we are going to pick up at least 10 to 15 centimeters of snowfall, according to this model, by Sunday evening. Now, as it moves out, it will set up similar conditions in terms of strong wind gusts, and that means some flurries in store for Monday. The big weather story is the bone-chilling temperatures, -20. That's the temperature 8 a.m. Saturday, and with the wind chill feeling like -30. Heading into the afternoon, in terms of that wind chill, not really getting any better. Clouds will increase late in the day on Saturday in advance of that low pressure system that will push through by Sunday. Our high for tomorrow, only -13 degrees, so you are going to need to bundle up and stay indoors, really. Sunday, -11. We are expecting 10 to 15 centimeters here in London with that system snow pushing through Sunday. Flurries will set up in behind that Monday, Tuesday, and our temperatures really not breaking. We are going to have this polar vortex in place for at least the next 7 days. A week from today, -14 degrees, so no real warm up in this forecast. Midwestern Ontario, the good news is we do have a little bit of sunshine early Saturday morning, and then that system moving in later in the day for you on Sunday. You could see 15 plus centimeters of snowfall Sunday throughout Midwestern Ontario, but you have so much right now, I don't even know if you can tell the difference anymore. Lots of snow in the forecast Monday through to Friday in terms of flurries and accumulative snowfall. And of course, the temperatures near -10 for your daytime high. Lauren?
Thanks, Rita. City staff say London is low on road salt, forcing road crews to make adjustments. Officials say crews will plow major streets more frequently starting this weekend to reduce how much salt is needed. Roads with schools or hospitals, as well as bus routes, will be prioritized, and residential streets will be plowed after. City staff say more sand will be used to supplement the low salt levels. They also say salt reserves have been depleted across the province because of the timing and intensity of the winter weather. Amid these cold temperatures, experts say it's important to be aware of the risk of frostbite. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
When the wind chill dips below -30, the risk of frostbite goes up.
And I got contacted probably within the last 2 days about 6 times about frostbites already. And some of them were significant.
Dr. Mark Yeschke's big worry is the unhoused who are exposed for a prolonged time.
At the beginning, you feel numb, you have some pain, but then, as you know, as the tissue damage progresses, your pain goes usually away. And people are like, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, but then they don't realize that it just gets worse and worse.
Hamilton Health Sciences has a video on how to avoid frostbite. Layer up, especially your head and neck, and protect your feet and hands. And while some suggest warm water, Dr. Yeschke prefers other methods to warm up the hands and feet.
Go somewhere warm, layer up, massage gently, rub the gently, bring the blood flow back, move your hands, move your body, get the circulation going.
A new drug approved in Canada in 2024 is also available for severe cases.
It dilates the blood vessels and makes sure there is more blood flow to the area that is affected by the frostbite.
But there is a downside. It has to be used within 72 hours, and it can cause a dangerously fast heartbeat, so its use must be monitored.
Discolorization, right? And your fingers remain white or get blue and all of a sudden have some blisters, have some changes on your toes, you should see medical attention.
As for how long you can stay outside, Dr. Yeschke says go inside as soon as you start to feel numb or uncomfortable and use your common sense. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
For the superstitious, there may be some cold weather relief on the way in the form of a famous rodent's annual forecast. With more on the preparations for Wiarton Willie's big day, here's Scott Miller.
Willie did not see his shadow. We will have an early spring.
In 10 days, an albino groundhog will be brought out onto a stage in Wiarton to conduct his annual winter weather forecast.
We are so excited. This is the 70th prediction for Wiarton Willie.
For 7 decades, Wiarton Willie has been delighting audiences with his weather prognostications. 36 times he's not seen his shadow and predicted an early spring. 25 times he's seen his shadow, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. And 9 times there's no record of what his prediction was. No matter what he says, Willie's February 2nd prediction draws thousands of people from around the world to Wiarton each and every Groundhog Day.
It's an annual tradition, and it's a homecoming for many people that have grown up in the area, and they return home with their families and they share in the celebration. So we really are excited and looking to welcome everybody back to Wiarton for Wiarton Willie Festival.
While Willie's prediction is the highlight of the Wiarton Willie Festival, dances, games, kids events, and chili cook-offs start on Friday, January 30th and run right through until the big moment at 8:07 a.m. on Monday, February 2nd.
If you haven't seen the fireworks on a crisp February morning overlooking Cold Bay, it's something that everybody has to experience at least once. And we see, thousands of visitors coming to the area in the middle of, in February.
What Willie sees and says on February 2nd is still to be determined, but with constant road closures and 15 snow days for students in Grey Bruce so far this winter, the consensus in the Groundhog Day crowd will undoubtedly be for Willie to predict an end to winter as soon as possible.
We're looking forward to lots of community spirit In, the north, winter. So it really is winter up here on the Bruce Peninsula.
I'll be covering Wyatt and Willie's prediction on Groundhog Day, and we'll have all the details on the CTV London website that morning. In Wyerton, Scott Miller, CTV News.
CTV News London has a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local headlines. By signing up, you'll get local news content from CTV London direct to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewslondon.ca.
Finally tonight, Canada has for decades been known as a hockey-crazed nation, a rite of passage for young kids growing up playing the sport. But new numbers confirm many more Canadian children are now scoring goals on the field, not on the ice. CTV's Andrew Johnson has more.
Go, 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Under the lights in Vancouver.
Remember, guys, we have to accelerate with the ball.
Canadian winter for these kids is spent on the field, not at the rink.
When I go outside, it just makes me feel happy.
It's really fun.
They're part of a Canadian generation now overwhelmingly choosing soccer over hockey.
This has been his sport since he was like 2 years old. Messi and Ronaldo. And so those were the two guys that he looked up to, and it's just something that came naturally to him.
According to a new report by Canadian Tire Jumpstart Charities, half of young Canadians play soccer, making it the most widely played youth sport in the country, more than twice the number who play hockey.
I think it's so accessible. Kids can play at school, at recess, at lunch. All you need is a ball and a wall.
It's multicultural. You don't need to speak to get a, friendship. You just have to play soccer.
The popularity of soccer also comes down to cost. The report says families spent 4 times more to put a child in hockey.
This keeps them off of video games, which I feel is way more expensive.
Like hockey, the report confirms soccer is attracting more boys than girls. A stat Sloan Rodriguez is experiencing firsthand.
What's it like being the only girl on a boys' team?
It feels a bit awkward.
What hasn't changed is the positive power of sport. 96% of families say they believe it improves their children's physical health. 93% point to mental health benefits. Now that's a win. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
That's our time tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Lauren Stallone. Have a good night.